Liberty Nation. Truth is making a comeback.
Hi, Lisa Donner here for Liberty Nation with our weekly roundtable. And last week we had crazy clips, and they were crazy popular. So we're going to do it again. And the left never disappoints. We have many, many more to show you. Joining me today, our legal affairs editor, Scott Cosenza, my better half, Tim Donner, and hailing from the heartland, the wonderful and lovely Miss Sarah Cowgill. Welcome, one and all. How's your week been going, and what goodies do you have queued up for us?
All sorts of Kavanaugh. Yeah, all sorts of stupid, crazy Democrats out there.
Kavanaugh all the time. Well, I've got a good one that doesn't have anything to do with Brett Kavanaugh, but it does have to do with Antifa and President Trump and racism and all that delicious stuff we see on a daily basis. So,
all right, Tim, you go first. Take it away.
All right, well, let me set up the clip. This is Jeffrey Toobin on, of course, CNN. Going absolutely, going absolutely berserk in the face of comments that President Trump made to evangelical leaders, predicting that there would be violence if the Republicans lose the midterms and the Democrats win. It was presented very differently in deceiving headlines in the media, but let's go ahead and play the clip and you'll see what I mean about not just the tone of his remarks, but the flat out factual, I'd like to say mistake, but it's not a mistake. It's a deliberate piece of fake news from CNN.
Let's be clear also about what's going on here. The theme here is, I'm Donald Trump and I'll protect you from the scary black people. Antifa is widely perceived as an African-American organization, and this is just part of the same story of LeBron James and Don Lemon and Maxine Waters and the NFL players and the UCLA basketball players. This is about black versus white. This is about Donald Trump's appeal to racism, and it just happens all the time, and we never say it, or we don't say it enough for what it is, but that's what's going on.
Okay, who wants at Jeffrey Toobin?
Holy stupid comment, Batman. Antifa is a bunch of little pencil neck white pussies. They're not black people.
No,
black people have calmed down.
Now, wasn't it
Yeah,
Don,
I mean,
wait. Wasn't it Don Lemon this week that said they were not a violent group?
Yes.
Yes, and that of course was also on CNN. Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Toobin used to be a respectable legal commentator. That seems like a long time ago, but he really was. He's in another example of how his brain has been absolutely addled by hatred for President Trump. I mean, to say that Antifa is a mostly African-American organization is just factually untrue and easy to check. The few of them that have been unmasked from the black masks that they use, which remind you of Mussolini's roving gangs of thugs in fascist Italy. The few of them that have been uncovered have been almost, I think, 100% exclusively white. So, I mean, it's nice to put that in your little narrative. It fits into his narrative that Trump is an unrepentant
All right, but wait a minute.
racist.
Is it necessary for CNN every time they mention Trump, they have to say racist? I mean, is that a requirement?
Yes, it is.
It's in their handbook now.
Yes, it is. I think maybe we'll do a fake story on how it's been added into the CNN handbook. What do you think, guys?
I say we could do that easily.
Scott.
You three sound like a bunch of white supremacists as far as I'm concerned. I denounce all of you, and I know that Antifa, blacks are known for being nonviolent Antifa supporters. This has been ongoing now for several weeks in the Republic, I'm sure. I don't know. You got to get with it.
Okay, I'm going to go next. We have got...
Maybe he read something about how they wear black, and then he thought it meant that they were black.
Well, I'm going to start wearing black.
All right.
But, you saw black protesters in Chicago that were
They
peaceful.
are actually known for wearing black.
Okay,
That
but
is part
I
of
have
their
black on. This is a problem.
There you go.
I mean, this is
Well,
how-
it's just look. It's just
Well,
look.
we're kind of racist against you, Lisa. We just are.
okay.
Look at it as the bookend, okay, of the white robes of the KKK. It's the same thing. People who are too cowardly to
Oh,
appear.
you ripped that off of
public
Dinesh
on them.
D'Souza. You ripped that off of D'Souza. Now, okay. All right, we're gonna move on down. We're gonna sally on down to The View. I'm sure you all watch The View, and in fact, there's a woman by the name of, is it Sunny Hostin or Sunny Hostin? Does anybody know?
Is she
watches
as
The
dumb?
View?
You're a View regular watcher, right?
All right, so
Is she as ignorant as Joy Behar?
no,
or,
don't
I mean,
say
is that
anything like that.
possible?
She's black. You're going to be called a racist. Okay, so Sunny Hostin said that she believes in her heart of hearts that Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner crashed the McCain funeral. Let's watch.
I mean, who crashes a funeral? You just don't do that. You just don't do that. And I thought it was shameful that they were there. I really do, and I stand by that.
I don't know 100% agree with that. She's not responsible for the stupid things her father
She's
says.
an advisor to this president, and she does nothing, in my opinion. I mean, she stands there while he separates families. She stands there while he criticizes people. She stands there when he says all of the racist remarks that he says.
Sunny doesn't seem so happy today. She's not in a very sunny mood, and she did manage to fit in the R word that CNN uses all the time.
Yeah, a couple of times. She's a dingbat. I mean, do these people even keep up on what's going on in the world?
Okay,
No.
somebody tell me who is dying to crash a funeral. How does this make any logical sense?
Well, if you're from, like in the movie Wedding Crashers, if you were Funeral Crashers, you could play on the sympathy and offer comfort to people of the opposite sex when you show up. Perhaps, I mean,
So she,
I
so
forgot
she came to
Jared
introduce.
and Ivanka. Are
Right, so she came
already
to
married,
introduce
so
her
that would
husband
work,
to
yeah.
pretty women at McCain's funeral. Okay, Scott.
You know, this woman clearly hasn't gotten the memo. I don't know how, but it's not racist anymore. Everything's racist. My dog's racist. It's white supremacist.
Yeah.
Everything. You have to up the game now. You have to be white
Really, I mean,
supremacist.
It's a longer term.
Yeah.
racism is so last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really is.
No,
This
it's
is
2018.
2018.
It's
This
White
very
supremacist is the new black.
is about white supremacy, plain and simple.
All
I
right,
mean,
all right. You're just a bunch of bigots. Come on, let's move on to number 3. Who's up
Not
next?
bigots,
Sarah.
the white supremacists.
Sarah,
Please.
go.
I'll go.
Right.
I have like the smallest clip ever, and it's dingbat Micah Brzezinski, who apparently all of her
Mika,
Botox
Mika.
injection.
Mika.
Micah. It's not Mika, it's Micah. Let's
Mika.
face it. She's just trying to she's trying to sexy it up, and she
Mic'd
can't.
up.
And I'm telling you, her Botox injections have gone into her frontal lobe. Wait till you hear what she just declares on national television.
Okay.
Roll it.
All right, roll it.
For me, I kind of move on knowing this presidency in many ways is over. And we're just getting through it, and goodness will prevail. Queen of Soul versus the Soul of America versus some sophomoric joke that pretends to be president. We got to cover it, but it's over.
Whoa, Mika's having it. Maybe she should get together with Sunny and they should have coffee. Thoughts on that?
Okay, let's
Yeah,
face
what
it.
it-
It ain't over until it's over, and it's not over.
You've lost the country.
It's brilliant political analysis. I would say and I'm not surprised because I've seen many people wither under the Klieg light of a withering interview from Mika Brzezinski. What a journalist! I'm just in awe, people.
Well, and you
I'm in
notice
awe.
how unbiased she is. A sophomore joke for a president? Ouch.
Yeah. Well, she didn't say racist. We got that going for
Yeah,
her.
she did
true.
not say the
She
R
forgot.
word.
She forgot, and she didn't even
White
get white
supremacist.
supremacist in there.
No, but she can't count
I
because
forgot
she's
that.
got a long way to go for this one to be over.
Oh, my
And Lisa,
goodness.
Lisa, you used the word bigot. I mean, that's so 2 years ago. I mean, nobody uses that
So
anymore. That's
2016.
passé.
I'm
2016.
I don't
sorry,
think you
I'm
never
out
did
of
that.
it. Just smack me. Well, you can always count on Mika for a few pearls of wisdom. Scott, what do you got for us
It's
today?
Micah. It's Micah.
not
Look,
Micah,
she
it's
can't
Mika.
sex that name up.
Scott, I actually ran into her once. It's Micah, and she
Did you run over her?
No, I won't say what I was going to say. That was catty. All right, I'm going to shut up. Scott,
What's wrong with catty? We can be catty. Catty is
moving
way
on
less
now.
than
We're
the
moving
dang
on.
Democrats are pulling.
go ahead, Mr. Cosenza Esquire.
I don't watch that show for a reason. I don't value Ms. Brzezinski's contributions to the discussion, I think.
That's
Sad to
very
say.
disappointing, Scott. That's very disappointing. I mean, she's one of the leading voices for the resistance and became so the moment she realized that on MSNBC, if you say anything nice about Trump, you're going to get fired or shown the door as quickly as possible. So her partner and lover and I guess future
They're
husband, or are they
engaged.
married
They're
already?
engaged.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's a homewrecker. Let's call it like it
Joe
is.
Scarborough. I mean, he said a lot of nice things about Trump when Trump first ran, and then I think he got a memo from the upper office types at MSNBC saying, "Hey, remember where you are? Lean forward, MSNBC. You need to change your tune." And almost immediately, he became a never Trumper, almost overnight. So
Yeah,
Okay.
that was quick.
Ding. We cannot give Mika any more airtime. Scott.
I don't watch that show for a reason.
He keeps saying
Thanks
that.
for
Did
letting
we
us
say
know.
that already? All right, go ahead. What is your clip? Are
Do
you
they
going
let?
to-
Actually, I will ask you this, Tim. Because I actually will tune in from time to time to MSNBC for the sole purpose of trying to understand, what the left is. What right now, like I could turn on the Kavanaugh hearings and say, okay, what are they saying? What's the left saying about Kavanaugh? Do they let that guy Joe Scarborough say anything that you or I would consider to be a sound, recitation of conservative or libertarian policy points or principles ever?
no.
No, but I don't think it's a matter of letting anymore.
Simple
I think
answer.
I think the worm has turned, Scott. I think he's turned. Don't you, Sarah?
What was his record like in the Congress? Does anybody have a sense of it? He was a Republican, I know, from Florida, but
he was
besides
good.
that,
He was
I
a
don't know.
rock.
Does anybody do anything?
You know what? He maybe we could put it this way. I think Joe Scarborough was kind of the John McCain of the United States House of Representatives. I mean, he would run as a conservative, and then he would govern as a swamp establishment figure who went along to get along. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
probably
right.
Maverick.
Anybody who wants to know more about Joe Scarborough, dial into libertynation.com. I've got like 6 articles on him. I just can't write about him anymore. Scott, what is your clip for today?
this is this crazy doctor. He's one of the Eugene. I don't know. Do you know how to say his last name? Anybody? Lisa, do you happen to know? It's
Well, Eugene doesn't narrow it down much.
GU is how it's spelled. Eugene GU, like goo. Anyway, I don't know. But he's an American who's a doctor, and he's a surgeon, actually, Stanford and Duke, so pristine credentials. He's one of the people who has sued Donald Trump successfully now to be unblocked from the Donald's Twitter account. So he's sort of an activist type as well. And he has proposed that Justice Kavanaugh's former clerk, who's a woman who is sitting and viewable behind him in much of the confirmation footage, who has her arm similarly situated, I would say, like this. That this is some Nazi or white supremacist, actually, going back to the meme, a white supremacist symbol. Thank you, Sarah. Keep up your modeling, and that's what she's doing during the confirmation hearings. That this is somehow, I don't know what the takeaway would be. I guess just to gin up the base, just to gin up the white supremacist base, perhaps.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it.
Several senators have brought up about the 6% and the 99% and things like that I thought I ought to clear up because I could say myself.
Okay, so she was making some kind of what does this mean? What does that symbol mean?
Lisa, sometimes dog whistles are too high pitched for the white supremacists to hear, so they're visual signals, and that's what this represents.
Now what,
Yes,
what does that
empowering.
represent? Wait, stop. Somebody tell me, what does that represent?
There's a joke that, as I understand it, an internet meme that a bunch of brilliant trolls put out, that the OK symbol was a racist symbol, and then therefore anybody, because anybody who's in the public eye and has been photographed many times, there's a photograph of them throwing up the OK sign for something. So then you can just sort of extrapolate that out. Sure, this or underhanded or whatever. I think it was a 4chan meme, which is a popular online message board. So in any case, it's just patently ridiculous. She
could have been picking at her fingernail. She could have been picking at her fingernail. Who knows what the heck she was doing? We don't care what she was doing. She's not flashing racist signs.
Well, look, there's not much to discuss because it's a settled issue. The woman is another white supremacist, so why bother to even discuss it? She should be dismissed and shamed and condemned.
She is Hispanic.
Period. No conversation is necessary.
Tim's right, and I join your condemnation. I denounce.
I love how Scott announces that he's denouncing.
That was just for you, buddy.
Rather than actually denouncing them, he announces that he is denouncing them. That's very clever.
Like a fatwa.
All right, everybody. Well, I guess that is all the time we have for crazy clips this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to the Liberty Nation YouTube channel, where you can see the four of us go crazy every week. For Scott Cosenza, Sarah Cowgill, and Tim Donner, I'm Lisa K. Donner, editor-in-chief of LibertyNation.com. Have a great week.
Visit us at LibertyNation.com.